Bro, that was really good. Did I miss the spot shaving right here? Can you tell?
Yeah, I think they're going to be able to see it all over the YouTube.
All right, I shaved my head, and I went to the water park, and apparently I got 2 streaks back here.
Uh-huh.
And Destiny was like, well, if you wasn't being an asshole to me before we left, I would have told you. She didn't tell me.
And we are rolling, folks, just like that. We got a story about Mike having streaks in his hair and missing a spot on his lip shaving.
There you go.
So you are welcome for that small little anecdote. But welcome back to Two Addicts and a Moron, Season 2, Episode
4.
Is it 4? I think it's 3.
No, it's 4.
It's 4. It's 4.
What's that in
Episode
Spanish?
4.
16.
We have so many episodes right now that we can't even keep track of them, folks.
What is it in Spanish, the 16? What is that, Joe?
Dieciséis. Dieciséis. Hey.
Dude, you're getting better.
Hey,
Look
dude,
at
I'm
you
getting
go.
well, if you know, I had my Cliff Notes over here. Yeah. Hey. Captain Culture over here. See. All right. So introductions in the center, Joey the Moron. Off to my left.
To the left, Jay Klein.
To the right, Mike Stewboy, Addict Meth GHB. And it's Father's Day.
Happy Father's Day, everybody, and we'll talk about that in a second, but we don't want to break tradition.
Yes.
So, Jay Klein, you want to take that away?
Most definitely. Like we do with every episode, let us get present, let us get centered. Let's bow our heads, close our eyes. Think about the addict that's out there still suffering and struggling right now. Maybe the family members and friends that are struggling with them. And the addict that unfortunately could not be here and make it back with us. Moment of silence. Thank you.
Well, happy Father's Day, everybody.
Mm-hmm.
We're not going to let Father's Day break our little tradition of showing up here and getting this thing done and getting another episode pushed out.
You know, I was thinking on the way here, I was like, we're shooting on Father's Day, on actual Father's Day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And on Mother's Day, we shot a different day.
Yeah.
Oh, did we?
Yeah, we
I didn't
did.
know that.
Yeah. Look, man.
I think you got something against dads, dude?
Yeah, look, no, man. I'm saying that on Father's Day we're showing up.
Mm-hmm.
Mother's Day, all the mothers out there.
We're showing out.
Yeah, we're just showing out. We're showing out for the moms. They
Shouts out
deserve.
to the moms out there.
I mean, for real. Like they have it so much harder than we do as dads. All we have to do is fucking show up.
Hey, shout out to the moms that are being fathers out there.
Yeah,
that are taking that role over too.
100%. I know there's a lot of you out there that do that, and and I couldn't imagine. So, thank you to all parents. Let's just go ahead and just say that.
Thanks, Mom.
Yeah. Thank you, Mom. Thanks, Dad. All of that.
Thank you so much. Still waiting. Still waiting.
I didn't want to bring up old shit for you, Jake Klein.
Well,
it's
actually,
all right.
he's never coming back. So. Unfortunately. So,
Well,
yeah.
then there's that. So, well, fellas, the past 2 weeks were a lot different.
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of want to recap those two because two pretty extraordinary individuals showed up and gave us their time and.
Yep.
And, again, special thank you to Allie and I Am Creechy, Tyler Creechy. You guys were the best, man. Those were two of my favorite episodes to be on.
For sure.
It takes a lot to silence dudes like us three. And there was a lot of those episodes where we were just sitting there kind of in awe and silent. And we really, really appreciate that. So
Absolutely.
Thank you a million times over. I'll ask you guys, I mean, was there anything that stood out in their stories? Now you've had a week or two to sort of reflect on both of those episodes? Was there anything that
You go first.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, so I think what you'll notice as we bring on more guests and as we hear more stories and more experiences, at the end of the day, our stories are not necessarily unique. They're unique because of our experience. But for the most part, a lot of this stuff is the same, but also kind of different.
Yeah.
Maybe some of the scenarios and situations may have been different. Locations obviously may be different. Substances used may be different.
Yeah.
But a lot of the same stuff and the same things of what we deal with, and for the reason of why we use, is the same essentially. And I think that's for maybe someone out there like a family member or someone that's maybe not so privy or knowledgeable about the disease of addiction and what happens and what an addict has to go through. You know, they'll be able to see that there's pretty much a commonality amongst all of us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And each story is still unique though in its own right, because it's their story, and it's their experience. And also, even if for the addict out there that maybe hasn't made it or went through some of the extremes or lengths that some of us have, I think it gives an insight of, you know, hey, this is what also could happen too.
Reality.
This is real. Like, this doesn't, you know, like, it's no secret. Like, everyone that you talk to has gone through something similar. And if you're just starting out and thinking that your way is going to be different, I promise you, we have an overwhelming amount of people and evidence that, hey, yeah, trust me, we've all tried it. We've all been there. We've all done that. And I thought so too. And I was wrong. So hopefully you won't have to do it 13 years like I did, or, you know, however long someone else did, you know, like.
Yeah.
It's funny you mentioned that, because I remember when I first started using, I would hear these stories of other people like, oh yeah, he just lost his house, or he just lost all his cars got repoed. And I'm like, all right, man, I'll never get there. I'll never get to that spot. Like, I'm good. And then before you know it, I'm the one telling these stories about myself to other people, you know?
Right.
Like, I lost my house. I went through a divorce. I lost 3 cars. You know, I've lost so much money and so many friends and family. And unfortunately, the biggest thing is you lose people. And you lose people that don't come back, you know? I've lost more people to this disease than any other disease out there. You know? And if you stay in addiction long enough, and if you stay in recovery long enough, you're still going to lose more people.
Yeah.
That's the worst part about it is, well, people don't come back. You know, I can get houses back, and I can get cars back, and I can get those things back. But what I can't get back is someone that's not here anymore, you know?
Yeah.
And what I learned from their stories, man, 2 great stories too.
Man,
like,
incredible. Like,
it was, I tell you what, when we brought in Critchy, I was like, it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be a hard one to top. And then Allie came with the fire.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, she like what you said. She silenced all 3 of them. We were just listening.
Yeah.
Man, those are 2 of the strongest people that we could have brought on, and I look forward to bringing other people on. But yeah, 2 amazing stories, 2 different stories, but also a lot of the same. You know, it's like what Allie said that day is we all have our own story, but you know, to a normie it might be, it's so much different, but no, we're all, like they say, we're all a bunch of broken crayons.
Yeah. Well, and I may have said this before, but just outside looking in and now being so much more focused and intertwined into the world of addiction and recovery now with you guys. And it's something I never really paid attention to before, but now that I've heard 4 stories and a lot others just through talking to me through the podcast, it's like there's a million roads, right? That people are going down with whatever they're going, their trauma, whatever they're doing, the substance they're using, but it always seems to come to this one road, right? Like down the road of recovery where they hit it. Cause it Critchy, Allie's, your 2, that final road, whatever roads you guys were on over here, it all seemed to kind of come to that one spot where it was just like, I'm fed up. I'm done. I'm crawling on my hands and knees. I mean, Creechy would said that. He was like, I was literally crawling in and that's when the road to recovery started to happen. So do you guys agree with that? Do you think that road to recovery is pretty much the same for everyone? Like they just have to travel their one of a million roads and then come down to that final road where it's like, okay, now I'm ready.
Yeah, my buddy Miss Karen, she always says that everybody has to go through their own struggles. Everybody has. You can't do it for them. But yeah, everybody has to. My sponsor always says, it sounds like you need some more thorough ass whoopings if you're not ready yet. And I know for me personally, yes, I got to the point to where I was just sick and tired of being sick and tired.
Right.
I was tired of doing the same thing over and over again. I was tired of lying to myself too. Like for so long, I lied to myself and I pushed it off on everybody else. Like, well, I'm like this because you don't treat me good or this and that. It was always everybody else's fault. It was never mine. And when I got to the point, it was crazy because losing houses and cars, and that didn't do it for me.
Right.
Like, I remember when I lost my third car when it got repossessed. I used to park in my garage so they couldn't get it.
Yeah.
And I had my daughter. She was like 3, maybe 2 or 3. And she didn't like when I parked in the garage because she was scared of the garage darkness.
Yeah.
So we were only staying at the house for like 20 minutes. Like I was making a pit stop, running in. I was probably going to grab some shit if I'm being honest. Going to grab some shit, running out, we're out, right? I got to bring her back to mom's. We were pulling in the garage and she started crying, so I backed out and I parked in the fucking driveway. We ran in, come out, my shit's on. I was already getting towed off. Bro.
Damn,
No way.
They were waiting.
I mean, they were fucking waiting. I mean, they had to have been.
Yeah.
And like I was literally there for no more than 20 minutes.
God.
And I come out, he's already got my shit. Like there's no getting this shit.
Yeah.
Now I know like if you really put up a fight and call cops and stuff, they can't take it from you.
Oh.
Like you just I made the payment. I was trying to tell him, I made the payment. What are you talking about? That whole shit.
Oh yeah.
And I remember like I still had to bring her back to her mom's. So I had to call my friend and get my friend to come pick me up and bring her to her mom's and then explain to her like I just got my last car repossessed. And that was the first time that I tried to get sober. And I got sober for a little while, like 60 days. I think I've said this on the podcast before. And it was long enough for them to hire me back. They gave me my job back. I wasn't working at the time. And I made it 60 days and then got through the 60 days. I got a car back. They always say like you start getting these things back and then you think that you can go back to, I beat this. I can go back to normal, right? And, I got my job back. I got a car back. It wasn't a great car, but I got a car finally. And then I was like, I figured this thing out. I beat it. And then, man, 4 more years down the drain.
Yeah.
Right? But yeah, this last time was definitely when I got to the spot when I was going to lose my daughter.
Yeah.
That was the spot where I was like, all right, I'm done. I'm done faking drug tests. I'm done lying to people. I'm just done being not a good person. Right?
Yeah.
Because I always knew that I was a good person here, but when I'm on drugs, I'm not a good person.
Yeah.
Like when I'm going to put myself first every single time, whether that's, selling her stuff or going through her piggy bank and stealing her money, this crazy stuff.
Yeah.
Things that I would never do now. And things that when I first started my addiction, I would have told you, I would never be that person.
Yeah.
Like there ain't no way I'm ever going to steal from my daughter or sell her stuff and pawn her stuff and then help her look for it. But then that's the person that I became.
Just how quick it turns, right?
Yeah.
Like it doesn't take long.
And it wasn't my fault.
Well,
It was everybody else's fault.
yeah.
Y'all did this to me.
Yeah. The thing that struck me about Allie specifically was she at one point in there, she said that she was probably withdrawing, but she thought what she was dealing with was mental health. She actually thought that what she was dealing with was depression, And reflecting back on it, she was like, it was probably more of the withdrawals from the benzos and the alcohol. You know, that to me was pretty wild. Like, even in, I guess, how you can defend that, right? Like,
Well, yeah, and I think she also said that was like her first time experiencing withdrawal. So she didn't, that was
she didn't know.
right. She didn't know. I mean, I'm sure she had a hunch. I think she said she had a hunch.
Yeah.
That may have been the case.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, pretty wild stuff, man. Like, pretty wild stuff. So
Those are the first 2 episodes that I've watched more than 3 or 4 times.
yeah,
Critchy's, I watched his like 3 times in 2 days
dude.
from front to back.
Dude, I mean, the stories of and the just how eloquent he was with explain. I mean, dude, the guy was robbing fucking trap houses, right? Like,
Yeah.
I mean, the shit that he saw, and then the infection. I mean,
My mom,
I mean,
she texted me yesterday. She just watched the Critchy one,
yeah,
and she said, "Man, that was a phenomenal episode, except for him shooting stuff in his dick."
yeah,
But yeah, that was a.
I've shot a lot of things in a lot of places, right?
yeah,
I did it in my foot, my hand.
Yeah.
I'm not going there. That's all I got left.
Yeah.
All right. In addiction, is all I got left. Okay.
Oh man.
I used to have women tell me that, like, you suck, but that's all you got.
yeah,
Yeah.
That's all I got left.
That's it.
bro. Like
That's
that.
what I hang my hat on, literally.
Yeah,
I'm a junkie, but
yeah. My older brother said the same thing. He was like, "Dude, how far gone must you be to have that as an option?" He's like, "I didn't even think that would be an option." Like, and I'm so glad that he shared that.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
100%.
because he's not the only one, right? Like, he's just not.
I was always curious if I knew in my mind that people have done that before, but
Yeah.
I've never actually met someone that did.
Yeah.
Yeah, me
You've heard of that. But,
Yeah.
my brother's wife's sister, so like, I guess like my sister-in-law, sort of.
Sure. Let's go with that.
She's an ER nurse, like, and she works some pretty crazy. I'd actually like to have her on because when I told her what we were doing here, she was like, "Oh, I've got some pretty fucking wild stories."
Yeah.
And she's young; she's in her 20s, like kind of fresh out of college. So the things that she's seen already is like, she's like, it's enough for me to never want to pick up
I bet.
any drugs or anything like that.
like when you're withdrawing and when you're sick from opiates and you just picked up and you run straight to that bathroom, one of the most antagonizing, frustrating, just when you're not able to hit a vein or find a vein and you're so badly wanting to get that into your bloodstream, like, it goes out the window, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
That makes sense.
like that. It was like my life was on the line.
Yeah.
No, it makes sense.
And I'm in fucking shitty gas station bathrooms, with fucking toilet paper overflowing in the trash can with fucking shit on it
Yeah.
and flies flying around, and I got fucking the manager of the gas station, "Hurry up, buddy!" Like,
Yeah.
like, hurry up. And I don't mean that disrespectfully. It's
Yeah. No, it is what it is, dude.
just, what are you doing in there? I'm taking a shit. Leave me alone.
Yeah.
I'm busy.
Yeah.
And, like, do you imagine it's like being under pressure?
Yeah,
of
dude.
The most high.
Yeah.
I'm just.
Yeah, I've never really thought about it that way before. But like, when you have veins that are probably not working, and now you're searching for them, and you're dope set, like
Or especially if it's a long summer day and you're not drinking, you're not hydrated, and
yeah.
your regular spot, we call it the Old Faithful, isn't working.
Yeah.
And it's like, and I got blood running down my arms. I'm fucking 15 jab marks here, 15 jab marks. Dude, just get this motherfucker in me, dude, right now, dude.
Please. Like, yeah, that's antagonizing.
Like I
That's
said,
a fucking great word for it.
I like I said, I got to the point where I was injecting into my big vein that runs across the top of my foot,
Yeah.
which is how I got my infection.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, like,
I've heard of people doing it in their neck.
which the wiener and the neck.
Yeah.
I'm not doing it.
I'm sure you have to have someone do this one for you. I don't know.
I mean, I don't know,
unless you're-
man.
If you're at that point, you might just say fuck it.
Yeah.
But no, they. I've heard of that one before, and I know on the days where like I didn't have dope and I would get real depressed.
Mm-hmm.
When someone would finally call me and say, "Hey, I fucking finally got some," dude, I couldn't get there fast enough.
Yeah.
Like I'm fucking coming.
Right.
I don't care if it's 4 a.m.
Yeah.
on a school night and I got to wake up my little girl to come get it.
Yeah.
I'm coming.
Yeah,
Right.
I'm on the way.
I'm on the fucking way. Like, put your jammies on. That, like, all the fucking this goes out the window, like what you just said.
Yeah. God, the worst was when I would, when I was working and I'm waiting for payday, and like it maybe been like a day since I've used, but I know payday is coming, and payday, it's as soon as midnight hits, I am Lily. Come on,
Yeah.
Mhm.
come on, midnight.
Deposit.
And then the worst is when your check usually hits at 12:03.
Yeah.
12:05, maybe 12:11 a.m. at the latest. It's 12:15. Checking refresh. It's still not there. Where the fuck is it? 12:17. God damn it.
Yeah.
12:30, dude. What the fuck is going on, dude? Like, and then finally it hits at like 12:45, and whew, Christmas is here.
Yeah.
Santa Claus has just stopped by.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm on the way. And then I call an Uber and I'm sick and I'm in the Uber like this. It's miserable. And the Uber driver, it's the worst when you find an Uber driver that wants to have a conversation with you. I'm like, dude. He's like, so you like living in Austin? It's great.
Yeah.
Are you from? No, I'm from Michigan. Oh, what's Michigan like? Dude, it fucking sucks.
Yeah.
Nice. So what do you do? Motherfucker, if you don't shut up. I'm taking you to a trap house right now. Stop fucking talking. Put on the fucking Michael Bublé music and let's just ride there in silence. Trying to have a fucking conversation. Can't you see I'm dope sick? Just get me to the fucking east side real quick.
Dude,
It's crazy, dude.
it is insane.
Yeah.
I remember that
I'm
so
just
many
like, I'm
times.
just in there like,
So in the beginning, I would have people that would front it to me.
Yeah.
So like, hey, I'm getting paid tomorrow. Oh, I got you. I'll front you then. No problem.
Yeah.
Cool. But then you start burning those bridges,
Yeah.
right? And there ain't nobody fucking fronting you shit anymore.
Yeah.
Like, you're lucky you still can go to somebody.
Right.
And yeah, there's fucking, or the worst is when it doesn't go in. And then I start thinking, fuck, the IRS got my accounts. That's what, dude, I start thinking like, they seized my accounts.
Yeah.
They're taking it all.
They're
They
taking
got me.
everything.
Fuck, they found me.
Yeah.
Those are, hey, I got a question for you. I've never asked you this. When you don't hit a vein, what does it do? Does it still do anything?
so it's like the most fucking disappointing day of your life.
Is it?
Yeah.
So you don't feel nothing. It doesn't hurt or nothing.
It's not an instant rush, which is what I'm trying to get.
Okay.
Not to, trigger anybody, but
Yeah.
that's why
I've always wondered. I never knew.
that's why
But you still get high?
it's it takes longer and it's a more subtle feeling and it's not the same. And it's really kind of not even a high because it's like, dude, I wanted that blast off and I didn't get the blast off. So I
okay.
don't care what it feels like. I didn't get what I came here to do.
Yeah.
I got
So
you.
this fucking sucks.
That makes
Yeah.
sense.
That's why I would spend hours. I would spend 2 hours if I had to make sure I'm not going to waste this.
Yeah, I've only got one shot here.
Yeah.
This is my get well.
Yeah.
So I can go fucking, get some more get wells,
Yeah.
Right.
and like, I don't know. I feel like maybe the heroin opiate game is a little bit different because, I don't know. They're, at least in my experience, on the meth side, they're a little bit more able to, they're a little bit more willing to front or give away, like at least the people I mess with, you're not getting fronted, and if
Yeah.
you do, you might get a 20 or a 40, because they already know you're gonna run up a tab, and then you're gonna run up a tab, and you're not gonna pay the tab,
Right.
but they're also, at least most people I've experienced, I've run up tabs $300, and it's like, dude, you know, you're not getting it back. But they're also not gonna cut you off because you know you're bringing $1,000 a week to them. So
Yeah.
it's like, you know, it's like I've had to beg. You know, unfortunately, I've had to beg my guy, like, dude, please, dude, I just need a fucking 20-piece, dude.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I remember going to people's apartments and knocking on their windows at 3 a.m. Like something I say, like when people would do that to me, I'd be like, fuck, are you serious?
Yeah.
But here I am at 3:30 in the fucking morning. Hey,
Yeah.
are you home? It's due. I was just in the neighborhood. Bro, or look, I would show up during lunch. You know, we got an hour and a half lunch. And I would show up during lunch and I don't have enough money for dope, but I'm going to bring you some lunch, right? And just because I was in the neighborhood, I figured you might be hungry.
Yeah.
Like, they're just wake. They're not even woke. They're not even awake yet because they've been working all night, right? Yeah. And I'm like, hey, it's Stu. I brought you lunch. Knowing that I'm going to be able to bring you lunch, and then I'm just hoping that you'll bring out your little pizzo in front of me so I can hit some, because I haven't hit none all day.
Yeah.
And it's a miserable day. Yeah. And you bring that out, and it's like a little kid in a candy store. It's like, fuck yeah. Oh, yeah. I'll hit it. Fuck it. I'll do it. This is the reason I came.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to let you, like, oh, yeah, okay, I'll do it. You know? But that's the only reason I drove 30 minutes to your house to bring you lunch. Yeah. Is because I was just hoping you had a little bit.
Yeah.
Or there's even a worse feeling, like when you just came up on some money, some good money, and you're ready to go, you know, make a purchase, right? And it's midday, and you call your guy, and no answer. All right. 5 more minutes go, no answer. 2 minutes go by, no answer. All right, 30 minutes, no answer. Text, no reply. It's been about an hour now, no answer. Motherfuck, dude. Okay, I've been here enough. I know his schedule now, so I know he doesn't work.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I know he's not leaving, so he's more than likely home. He's probably just asleep. I'm gonna give him one more phone call. No answer. All right, you know what? I'm showing up, dude.
I'm driving there.
Yeah.
Well, I wasn't driving. I was walking, but
Yeah. Well, whatever.
I'm walking
I'm
2
coming.
miles. I'm walking 2 miles, and Jake, you can't just keep showing up at my house.
Yeah.
I said, bro, I got fucking $200 for you. All right, hurry up.
Yeah.
Bro, I called you 100 times. It's your fault. You should have answered.
Like, dude, how dare you be sleeping, dude?
Yeah.
It's 12 o'clock. Wake up.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing, you fucking bum? Wake up.
See, is that the difference between meth? Because meth, you can go to different people. I know whenever I was using, there was one person that I used to buy from that his main thing was heroin. And supposedly he was like one of the better ones in Austin that had really good stuff. And his meth was really good, but he charged point for point for it. Like, he did not give you discounts. He did not give you deals. He didn't give you shit. Like, it was $100 a gram, which is fucking outrageous. But that's what he was charging, and he could charge that because it was really, really good.
Is that Breaking Bad shit?
I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, he was not coming down on prices. He was not fucking fronting you. He was not doing nothing. But with meth, if one person didn't answer, you had a few different people. Was it not the same with heroin?
No, because for the most part, I think the dealers know that these people need this. Like,
Because he's the only person I ever knew that even sold heroin. Like, of all the other people that I went through, they didn't touch it. He did.
Like, I usually, you know, I might have like one or two guys, but I kept it consistent, and you know, I went to the same person multiple times a day, every day for 2 years, and you know, like, I don't know, once you find your person, you don't leave them.
Right.
Okay, we are tied at the hip for life. Like, I'm not leaving you.
You don't leave me.
Like,
you never
You
leave
can't
me.
fucking sleep. You can't.
you complete me. Like,
Yeah, dude. This is a romance.
Yeah.
like,
This is a fucking novel.
like, I'm
right
not
here.
taking another risk to some other guy. Like, you know, now if something happens, then, reluctantly I'll make another call or
Yeah.
But I don't know. For the most part, they know what they're dealing with.
Yeah.
And it's people, unfortunately, needed this.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, that's wild shit.
And we are not trying to glamorize or
Definitely
glorify
not.
any
No.
of this or triggering.
There's nothing glamorous about it.
Absolutely
it's
not.
just look, man. The more conversations that we have like this, I feel like the what did we say last week? I think it was with Allie about talking to kids, right? It's like
Yeah.
we're not necessarily talking to kids out there. There might be some out there, but
Hopefully.
but the more open that we are about all this shit,
Right.
the better it's going to be. Maybe there's a kid out there that might be struggling or somebody that's younger and they don't have anybody to talk to,
Yeah.
and that's what this is, dude.
It's like what you always say. You always say we recover loudly.
yeah. And unfortunately, those are that's part of the story. That just is a part of the story. Is it dark and is it bad? Of course it is, but
Yeah.
fucking, it's part of it, So,
Ain't too many people willing to broadcast their fucking failures, their embarrassment, their shames, their
no, man,
to the world.
No, it's literally the world. We're in fucking Finland and Mexico and like Canada.
And as we get bigger, more people will go back and watch those and be like, "Holy fuck!"
Yeah, dude.
Like, did I? People tell me all the time, "You used to put meth in your butt," and there's only one place you hear that. It's here.
Yeah,
and it's like, yeah, that's me.
Yeah, I did that.
People that we work with and other people, like really professional people, now know that I used to shove meth in my butt.
Yeah, man.
And I've got to own it.
Yeah, and you still never answered if you liked it too. By the way,
and it kept me out of trouble.
Okay. Well, then you did
me out
like
of
it.
Trouble.
Well,
it was either get arrested with it or just. And I would every time.
I just think about it
Every
being
single time.
dry, and like
well, it had a bag around it.
yeah, I know, but it like dry, like
I was
no help. You're really having to fucking knuckle.
I didn't spit on it.
You gotta knuckle that thing in there, like
oh man. Yeah, good times. I didn't. Spit on it. You were thinking what?
So I was out hitting a route with my little part-time gig that I do during the week, and I was in a route. I was hitting one of my locations, and I was at this apartment complex that I had met one of my people at back in 2018. And it brought up a memory of this situation. I instantly thought of you. Keystering it.
Yeah.
And I also thought about something that I did. Now, when I was using, I just now got a vehicle like a year ago. So I haven't had a vehicle prior to a year ago since 2011. Okay.
Wow.
So, yeah. I traveled by foot.
yeah,
Capital Metro and Uber, Lyft. So that's probably why I avoided a lot of trouble because, my method of transportation was a lot more, can't really get pulled over walking.
Yeah.
Although that did happen to me one time. And this is the time I'm going to tell you.
Yeah. Let's
So
hear it.
it was at this apartment complex, right? I had just picked up. It's probably like 11 o'clock at night. And I met my guy at this apartment complex. I left this place, and then I traveled through the whole complex, and I walked around, and I'm walking up through the front, and I go through the entrance gate, and I'm walking down the little, the entrance to entrance, and I see this. If you're an active addiction, or even maybe even regular, like what cop headlights look like, and I'm always checking my surroundings,
for sure.
always. And so I'm walking, and I kind of look back. I'm like, who the hell's pulling up on me from a distance? And it's two cars. I'm like, oh my God, those are fucking cops. And I'm walking, and so I had like 2 packs on me. I'm like, fuck, dude, I know they're gonna say something to me. So I'm walking through the grass, and I just kind of slyly just just threw them on the ground because I could sense that they're about to pull up on me. They pull up on me. They're like, "Hey, what are you doing over in this area?" I said, "I just got off work. I'm on my way to the bus stop to go home." They go, "Well, this is a known drug area." I said, "I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know.
Yeah.
Got the wrong guy here." They go, "All right, well, you mind if we, now looking back, now that I think about it, this is probably super illegal, but, so they get out, they ask if they can search me. I'm like, sure, I ain't got nothing on me. Search me." And, they search me or whatever. Then they start running my name. I had a warrant. So they took me to jail that night. It was a warrant for a traffic violation. I owed a fine. So I get down there. I had some money on me. I paid the fine right then and there at the jail. I was released like maybe 2 hours later. I went back,
Of course.
to the apartment
First place I'm
complex.
going.
And it was still night, mind you. It's like 1 a.m. I went back to that complex and I'm looking everywhere for it and I couldn't find it. I'm like, oh my God. Like now I have no money and those were the only 2 packs I had left. Like, what the fuck? So I boarded that mission. I went back home. I woke up first thing in the morning. I was like, you know what? I'm going back there. So I took a lift all the way there. Took a lift all the way there at like 8 a.m. I'm like, now I got some light. Now I can see. I must have retraced my steps like a damn archaeologist or something. Like I am fucking pinpointing like a land surveyor of exactly where I walked. And I'm mapping out longitude and latitude lines and circumferences and radiuses. And well, I ended up finding it. I ended up finding it, dude.
But that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's insane that you would go back 2 times.
Oh, I know I was going to find it.
You know what's crazy? It's insane to you, but that's exactly what I would have fucking did.
Yeah.
Because I've done that.
Because it's there.
I've thrown it out the window before and went and fucking looked for it and found it.
Right.
When I was getting pulled over. And then fucking come back. I didn't go twice. I didn't take a lift to get there.
Yeah.
But yeah. No, that's exactly what I would have done. I got in a car accident one time and I had some on me. And I got out of the car and I walked. We were right in front of a gas station. I walked up. I threw it in the trash because I knew the cops were coming and I had a warrant out for my arrest. So I threw it in the trash and I swear to God, no sooner I threw it in the trash, I turned around and this cop was already asking me, "Can I get your, were you in this car?" Like, I don't know how he got there so fast, but he did. And I was like, "Yes, sir." And I'm acting like I'm hurting shit. And he's like, "Yeah, can I get your ID?" And I'm like, "Fuck, I'm going to jail because he's running my name. I got a warrant." And they ran my name. He brought me to jail. My car was totaled. Get to jail. I bailed myself out. I was probably 2 hours later. And then fucking when I got out, I didn't have a car to get home. So I walked back to that gas station and looked through their trash to find that dope. And I found it. Yeah. And it was only like a 20 bag.
Yeah.
Mine was just 220s, dude. But I needed it.
Yeah.
And when I found it, it was like one of those guys with the fucking metal detector, and you find a fucking shiny nickel or, or a piece of gold.
That song Hallelujah starts playing. Hallelujah.
The heavens opened up.
Yeah.
Rays of sunshine beat it down on me. And then I immediately sprinted to the Gulf gas station.
Oh,
Yeah.
Crazy, dude.
Yeah, I dug through that fucking trash. They must have thought I was homeless out there looking through that shit.
I mean, you're digging through trash, man. Like, that's...
I knew it was there.
I know it's there.
It's here somewhere.
Well, pivot, and let's try to end this thing on a kind of a high note.
Let's go.
But I don't think I've ever really talked to you guys about your goals, like moving forward. You know, like I know what your goal is to stay sober, right? But I'm talking about like, bigger goals. I know you got the music thing going on, so I'm going to start with you. I mean, what is your long-term goal look like, in recovery and, trying to be this success story, of this disease you've overcome?
Well, let me tell you something. Every day I wake up, it's like my dreams come true. I've made a commitment in my life to being of service and helping others. You know, I've shared this a lot. Like I do I got 6 jobs essentially.
Yeah.
If you include the music in the podcast, I got 6 jobs.
Yeah.
And I don't get tired.
Yeah.
No, I get tired, but
yeah. We
I
all
get
do,
tired.
brother.
But it's that passion and that willingness to succeed and hopefully inspire and motivate another person that, you know, not be like me, but to find themselves and create their own success story with a little bit of relation of how I did it, how we did it, how our guests have done it. So I guess to build on that, the music, the podcast, which, by the way, we just hit 12,000 subscribers
Meow, 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 meow.
in
Meow,
3
meow, meow,
months.
meow.
I think we can say we're the
That's
fastest
insane.
growing recovery-based podcast in
It's
the United
insane.
States.
Dude, it's fucking.
And if I don't know if there's a metric for that, but I'm gonna claim it.
Yeah, let's fucking go ahead and just claim that
I
right
mean,
now.
I don't see anyone else doing that. You know, so those 2 things. You know, like I want to start my own business, and I'm in the process of doing that. I'm going to start my own life coach business, not just for people in recovery, but for anybody.
Yeah.
Because I think I found the key to life. I found the key to life.
Well,
I have.
shit, dude.
I have.
I don't know that I even have.
So I want to help bring that to life to people, and my whole thing is empowering people and helping them find themselves and their voice. And I think you know, find yourself.
I think you. I mean, I think even just through this podcast, I told you before we started that, you know, and shame on me. I had listened to your stuff before, but I never really like kind of played it. Does that make sense? Like just let it kind of run one song after another. And I started doing that after the Creechy episode because I didn't know who that guy was, you know. And before that, I mean, I knew he was a big deal. He's a very important guy to you, but I was like, look, I don't want to know much about him. I just don't. I think it'd be better for me to just go into this kind of with blinders on, and that way I just kind of treat him as normal as humanly possible. But my point in saying that is, music is very good. I'm sure that it's reaching people and it's doing that. And I know for a fact that this podcast is doing that.
Absolutely.
Through your guys' voice. I mean, we're getting the messages, we're getting texts. And so I would say that, you know, from that standpoint, brother, maybe your goals are being met. Maybe your dreams are coming true.
That's why I say that.
So,
you know, now it's just a matter of just building on them and get to the ultimate place. Like I said, the main thing is the premise is all the same: being of service and helping others and trying to inspire and motivate.
Yeah.
And lead by example. So music, podcast. The eventual goal is I want to open up my own treatment center. That's 100% free. Now that's a very lofty goal.
that's that
Fucking big goal. I love it.
big goal. I love it though, dude.
Yeah,
That's
it's gonna cost money, but I'm hoping that with all the avenues I have, that I'll be able to, you know, reach a level of success, and will generate money. And like I said, I've shared this before. I would love to be a multimillionaire, so I can give it all away.
yeah, dude. That'd be awesome, man.
Just give me like 100,000.
Yeah.
Y'all can have the rest. If I can make 100,000 a year,
take care of all
I just
my
want to.
bills.
You know what? I've tried all that. I just want to.
Yeah.
The most fulfilling thing is helping others.
Yeah.
But I'll take a decent house and
Yeah, dude.
Take care of all my bills. No bills.
you know,
Got to treat yourself, buddy.
just let me get out here and be with these people.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mike?
That's beautiful. My goals are being a dad, number one, and then just being a good person, whether that's a friend, relative, brother, fucking, you know, son, to all the people that were there for me and the people that should have turned their back to me that didn't. And then just spreading this message going forward. I love the free treatment dude, I would love for this to blow up, and I know that it will, to where we can fucking start giving back and start fucking because it's insane how hard it is for people to get into treatment sometimes, especially if you don't have insurance. And, that's one of the biggest things that I want to do is I think that we want to do that here as a podcast is help other people. I'd love to start a nonprofit.
Absolutely.
To fucking be able to do that and have people just donate and just send in. So, when people come to us through this podcast and say, my son needs help, like a lady just did last week. And I'll the girl that y'all helped me get into recovery a month ago, she wrote me a letter this week, and I'll read it to y'all whenever we're done. Man, it was one of the best letters I've ever gotten, and she got her phone back, so I was texting with her.
Cool.
And she was like, the letter that you wrote me, she said, I was so excited to get it that I carry it everywhere with me when I'm going through treatment.
Dope.
And, that's, you can't put a price tag on that.
Nope.
You can't. And, there's so many other people out there that we can do that with. And that's one of my ultimate goals is where this is not a job, but this is my only job.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, I love the company that I work with, but if I could only do this all the time, just podcast, go speak to people, go help people, sign me up, because I'm a firm believer that it's like Critchie was saying, like, if you still have air in your lungs, if you're still here, then do something with it. And I know that I should have been put in prison or died so many times before, and God kept me here. And I'm a firm believer that he kept me here for that reason. Because if I could beat this, then we could go do amazing things with it. And we can go help the rest of his children. And that's the goal, Eventually I'll get married again.
Yeah, well.
Destiny. I'll propose to you eventually.
Yeah.
Just keep asking me.
Yeah.
But yeah, maybe have another kid. That's those are, just be solid, just pay it forward. I think that's the biggest thing we can do in life. Denzel Washington always says you can't take it with you, but you can leave it here for someone else.
Yeah.
And I think that's a beautiful thing. I think that's what we're supposed to do. It's just, don't take that gift and just hold it. Give that gift to someone else.
Yeah.
And give that gift to someone else. And if they continue to do that and pay it forward, it's amazing what one person can do just by a gesture. Like it's, me and Destiny, I see Destiny do it all the time. It's funny because now I do it. She'll see a woman somewhere, and women normally don't do this, but she'll stop them and say, man, you look beautiful today. Your hair looks amazing. Like, I love that outfit on you. Like, you look great. And she has me where I do it to people now too.
Yeah.
And it's amazing. Like a comment like that can change someone's day, and and amazing how when you help someone in this, how it can change their life.
Yeah.
So
see, I do the same thing, but I'll always tell them something's wrong.
Yeah.
Be like, hey, great outfit, but those shoes, they don't fucking work. And then walk away.
Hey,
You know
my
what I
Father's
mean?
Day
Like,
gift today. Thanks,
hey,
Kaylin.
Father's Day
Thanks,
gift.
Cecilia.
Hey.
Yep. Told her I would wear them on the podcast today. So.
Well, I think that was a beautiful spot to end it. Was with you guys explaining that. And look, there are some really big things in the works for this little thing that we're doing at this fucking round table with these brick walls behind us. And I can't wait to start sharing those with you. We can't quite yet, but
They're coming.
but they're coming. But they're coming.
But
And
wait, there's more.
there is more. As much as we've been doing this on our own, and it's not work. It isn't work. But we're grinding doing this thing. I mean, we're remaining insanely
every week.
This is a consistent as shit. It's there. If you guys saw what was behind these cameras, it's insane. Like, the amount of work that goes into making this thing look as good as it does. And
The ideas, the text, the bouncing, yes.
all of that, it's insane. So and I've brought him on the camera before, but old Joseph, man, he is the non-addict or moron of this equation, the absolute genius that makes this thing look the way that it does. And behind the scenes, look every bit as important, and couldn't thank you enough. But big things are coming. Keep liking, keep subscribing, keep commenting.
Comment. We want to engage
yeah,
with you.
more like we are
you.
looking for engagement here, and you know, nothing. Obviously, nothing is off topic with us. So you can bring anything to us, and it is a complete judgment-free zone, and you will never feel like you are just sitting on a lonely island. So please keep doing all the notification bells. We're fucking everywhere now. We're YouTube, Spotify, Apple, Instagram. I mean,
TikTok.
Yeah, all of the things.
Find us on Facebook.
Follow all of us on our individual pages as well.
And we will engage with you. We definitely will.
We love it. And we love you.
Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for supporting. And for the two addicts and a moron, we'll see you next week.
Deuces. Happy Father's Day.
Happy Father's Day.